Hello my little friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, and if you don't know me, I'm doing a lot of Animal Crossing content video. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so, and don't forget to put a thumbs up to this video if you like it. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And today we are back on Elyon to make another speed build, and I'm not gonna lie, I know it has been a while since I've built especially in a speed build on this island, but I felt super inspired, so stick with me because this is gonna be a longer video, even though I tried to shorten it a lot. This is because I've done a lot of terraforming, but I'm gonna skip most of it just because it is not interesting for you, because first of all I started by removing the current river flow that exists. Second of all, I decided to add a bunch of cliffs, and you know, on Elyon it's not very natural, so everything is a bit straightforward. Like here I'm starting to build the canal, and it's gonna be just a long straight patch of water, so you really don't need to see every bit of waterscaping I'm doing. But so you know, it took me a very long time to extend the cliff, to extend the waterscaping. I was also struggling a lot because I hesitated for a long time whether or not I wanted to change the little plaza that I've built on stream with some of you guys or not, but in the end I decided to change it because I was quite not satisfied with it. So that is why I keep on extending my cliff and extending my my canal until I reached the beach, which at first was something I didn't want to do, but in the end I reached the beach and I'm quite happy, and I got like plenty of other ideas to how am I gonna continue this this build. So I'm pretty satisfied with this, but of course it means that my video is super messy because I started going in every direction for this, and I keep on like starting placing some path and then extending my cliffs. So that's why I keep running back and forth, and then as you can see, we had a small problem with Nana who wanted to move. But as you can see in a minute, none villager was hurt or injured during this video, and it was just a simulation for the show. I started to place my design patterns as usual on the floor. So my usual pavement and sideway. I was also watching Punchy doing some zoomies on the plaza, which was super duper cute. Like everybody was with me for this build. And then I placed my my little street lamps along the canal and the water flow, just because it is super duper cute, and I did that on both sides because Elyon, being based on the city core island, is quite symmetrical. And as you can see, I decided to place another bridge. At first it was not in my initial plans, but I felt like it as I was progressing into my build, and it kind of changed my plans, because at first I wanted to do the end of my canal to be kind of a sewage system where you would have like all the garbage collecting from Elyon, just because in my mind I feel like Victorian era, especially like in dirty London, as I keep on saying, was not the cleanest place to be compared to today, and I'm not even sure that today Earth is super clean. So that was kind of my ecological message. But yeah, so that was my idea. But then when I felt like I wanted to have a bridge over there, I kind of changed my mind, because it would be so weird to have a bridge overlooking all of your garbage and everything. So this idea of having like a toxic beach and everything kind of went to maybe somewhere else. I don't know. It's still like in the back of my mind because I still think it can be a cute idea. And then I decided to start decorating the right part of the canal, just a tiny little, like, you know, some chairs and some tables where you want to just enjoy a tiny little bit the time with your friends, and like maybe read a book or do a chess game or something like that. So, you know, stuff you would like to do near the water, kind of like a cute promenade, if I can say so. And then I built this cliff, but I'm not gonna decorate it today. This is for another build. I don't know if I'm gonna do that on stream or in another speed build. I'm still like in an internal argument with myself. but at least it helps because then I could place my hedges, and I wanted to have some benches also like looking at the water, because I feel like this is some kind of romantic spot or something like that. So it helped to have, you know, some cliffs that would limit the side of this little build. Otherwise I would have been a bit lost, like where do I have to stop and everything, and my little, I don't know how to say, like it's supposed to be like kind of a hallway, would have been like way too large and turn into another plaza. So that is why it was very important for me. And then I agree that the hedges were too much, so I decided to remove some of them and incorporate the benches within the hedges. You're gonna see I'm struggling and changing my mind quite a bit, but I think at the end I'm quite happy with the ideas I got for this build. So yeah, you'll see in a minute. Another thing I was struggling a bit during this build is just because I could not decide and agree with myself, which seems to be like kind of a recurrent problem and theme when I'm building. It's just I didn't know if I wanted to have fences along the water to prevent people from not jumping into the water but falling into the water, or if I wanted it to be like kind of very natural and think people are responsible and not super duper clumsy like I am. Even though I've never fell into a canal before, so you can be clumsy and not fall into water, you know? But still, like, I was debating, and in the end, I think I agreed with, like, half fences and half not. I'm still not super duper convinced that those tables should be that close to the water, but okay. And then we're back on this plaza that, if you follow my stream, I have decorated in a stream, and I think it even took me 2 streams because I was so indecisive on what I wanted to place. So I removed everything because now the plaza was just a tiny bit bigger, and I was still going for this idea of having a pergola built with the storefronts, but I felt like the previous one was so huge with 2 pergolas, and I didn't want it to be like very huge, especially because I feel like it's very enclosed, those storefronts. So I decided to try with only 1 pergola, so the storefronts are not touching the pergola by every side. But it's okay, because if you take like the point of view where like you put your camera in a right angle, it looks like I had in mind, so I was very happy with that. And too bad if it's not looking super duper alright with the non-correct camera angles, because I think that happens in every build, that you have something that is like very good with some perspective and then doesn't look that good with other type of perspective. And then you'll see in a minute I'm gonna shift everything a tiny bit more to the left, because I felt like it was too close to the water and I still wanted to be able to decorate over there. But of course, in between the storefronts and all the stalls, I did not add too much, so the street stays a bit empty. It doesn't bother me too much. I tried to wrap my mind along the fact that Elyon is not gonna be super cluttercore, but that's okay. I mean, I am trying to convince me that's okay, just because sometimes you cannot do much more than what you have, and that's fine. I'm trying also to convince myself by looking at a lot of inspiration pictures. And then it was time to go and rework on that tiny little piece of park, I'm gonna say, in front of the fences. I've redone that area multiple times already, but this time I was pretty happy and satisfied with how it looked like. But I really wanted to have like some height variations, which in the end I'm not sure if I do that successfully or not, but I think I quite like how it looks like. I don't know why I'm in love with those phone booths and the evergreen ashes with like, I don't know, I love this plant so much, even though it's huge. So I mainly worked with objects that I already used over there in this piece of the build, but I just like changed the way it was laid out. Is that how we would say, together? And then I added some topiary at the edges of this storefront belt, just because I think it hides a bit the fact that it's connecting weirdly. So I'm not too mad about this. And then of course I started then decorating a bit along the edges of this build, which I'm trying to like not stick to the edges of the build, but I don't know, it's so hard, honestly. But yeah, I tried to incorporate, of course, like garden wagons, because hello, this item is so beautiful. And then the nuptial bells, and then of course we are back to the top of the build, because I worked in every direction for this, and I decided to add some more tables. I was trying with a prison gate, but didn't work at all. But yeah, I was trying to add some more tables and to make more like a small plaza where you would like enjoy going out from your houses and just like go and sip a coffee and watching at the canal or something. I don't know, it feels like super peaceful, but I know this build is going in every direction, so it's super hard to also voice over it for me. So I'm so sorry about this. My head was all over the place, and keep in mind this video was 10 hours long, so I did my best to edit it in a way that was like understandable for you guys. But yeah, I decided to go over there and just extend a tiny little bit the pavement and add some flowers and some trees and everything, also because it was bothering me in my inventory. And you know, when it's bothering you, instead of doing something with them, you just run to the other side of your build that is none of your concern, and you start decorating there, because that's how you do things, no? But I was quite happy. I'm gonna decorate that more in another part. I don't know. Let me know if you prefer to see it in a video or in a stream, because I can do both. I have everything prepared in my head for once, so I can do both. And then I decided to work back onto the plaza, and I added a little tiny bench to sit, because I think the build with the flowers and the storefronts is quite beautiful, and maybe you would like to sit and enjoy a bit of nature that is like still present. I added some more barrels and some more plants, and then I think I add the knickknacks towards the end, and then I was trying to fit this cacao tree, but it was not working, because I don't know, it was not taking the number spot I was imagining, or something was off for me. But anyway, I think you get the vibes of this build, where it was supposed to be really sunny and enjoying a little afternoon or morning near the canal, from the higher class level of this island. So I think you get the idea. So I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the build, and I'll come back towards the end for a commentary, because I think there are nothing much more to explain except for the fact that I'm continuing to place tables and chairs and knickknacks to make it like more lively, I'm gonna say. So I'll check with you back at the end of the build. Oh yeah, I really wanted to make a note about this. So I know those objects are sauna heater, and you might be wondering why I'm placing them there, but it just looks like garbage bins full of stuff. I don't know if there is a iron garbage bin or something, but I did not find anything when I was looking for. So I decided to use this as a garbage bin near the benches. I think it's quite nice, and I hope it's understandable for you, because I quite loved using those sauna heater that I'm never gonna use a sauna heater otherwise. And I think this might be the part where I'm starting to lay out some knickknacks near my barrel, and I decided to also place some gyrates. So this was in my original build to have gyrates onto the stalls, but on the other side of the plaza. But now I don't have those stalls, and those were here on the left pretty empty. So I decided to use the gyrates because it adds a bit of music as you're walking around the plaza. And then I started also to use some more elegant objects to kind of remind you that this is kind of the upper class neighborhood and we're not like in like the peasant sides. And then it's the part where I decided to work onto the bottom part, so which was supposed to be the sewage, and I did a tiny little bit of waterscaping, which took me way more than it should for a simple little tiny pond. I must admit I'm not proud of this, but I kind of like this area. So maybe you've seen this into my Able Sister build, but I decided to add a bit more of natural spots onto my build. Otherwise, there's too much city core. It's just like going on my nerve. I'm really not a city type of person, I guess. So I decided to incorporate more natural elements, so the flowers with the colors that I've picked when I was planning my island, some glowing moss because it is so adorable and enchanting, and yeah, I have some trees, and then I'll add some vines and some weeds also because we still love the weeds over here. So yeah, I'm gonna let you enjoy, and I'll talk to you in the end of this video, but I really enjoyed doing this flowery part. Okay, that's it with this video. So here is the final reveal. Thank you so much for sticking with me, especially in such a longer video. I hope you liked it, and if you do, don't forget to put a thumbs up. Thank you very much. If you are not subscribed to my channel already, consider doing so. Thank you so much for your support. And little spoilers, but whenever I'm gonna be reaching 500 subscribers, I will throw a little giveaway. So stay tuned for this, and maybe subscribe to reach this goal sooner. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to have notification whenever I'm posting a new video, don't forget to click that little bell button. You'll get notification whenever I'm posting or streaming, so it might be super interesting. But thank you anyway, and see you in another video or in a stream. Bye bye bye.